Hey, it's Jim Fisher, a.k.a. The Beat with This Week Community News. We're doing another edition of Friday Night Live Band Edition this week. We're at Northland High School, where Mr. Rick Eckler is the band director. Mr. Eckler, thanks for being with us today.
Thanks for coming out.
Absolutely. So tell us about this year's band. How many kids do you have? And maybe this group has sort of a unique personality to some other groups.
Well, it does. We're about 123 winds and percussion and 17 drill team on top of that.
Okay.
So right there around the 140 number, which is a lot of teenagers to have
Absolutely.
in your control or not control.
Sure.
Or they're in charge of my career.
Yes, exactly.
This year it is a great class. The nice thing is I've been here for such a long time that I know these kids forever.
Sure.
And it's amazing to me, not only these kids, but like early in rehearsal, I was joking with the one kid about the DNA chain in the family. His oldest brother is 25.
Okay.
And I had him. And then another brother graduated like 3 years ago.
Okay.
And now here he is.
All right.
So, you know, they think they're new in the band, but I've watched them grow up.
Neat.
We had a kid that just graduated last year. I knew her since she was 3 years old because of her older sister.
I gotcha.
So that's a great thing about being here in this community for so long. We're always diverse as in around the community.
Okay.
From Columbus. We have some kids from all parts of town.
Okay.
That have to really sacrifice to get here by 7 o'clock in the morning.
Sure. And now we're with Madeline Smith. Madeline's a band officer at the Northland High School Band. Thanks for being with us today, Madeline.
You're welcome.
So a little bit about, you're a senior this year,
yes.
right? So talk a little bit about what it means to sort of having this be your last year as a member of the band here at Northland.
It's actually really sad for me. I don't like to think about it too much because I've been here 4 years and I've enjoyed the band a lot. And it was the first activity I joined. And since then, I've grown a lot and I've gotten a lot better at my instrument.
Your instrument is?
Trumpet.
Your trumpet player?
Yes.
Okay. As a senior, I assume, and as an officer, you've got sort of some leadership responsibilities within the group. Talk a little bit about that.
I wanted the band officer role in the first place so that it would look really good on college scholarships.
Nice.
But the more that I got into it, the more I realized this is pretty serious. And it's been really fun.
And obviously, one of the main things the marching band does is play for football games. You do a different show for each home football game?
Yeah, we're a traditional marching band in the sense that we do a new show most every home game. So we'll play, especially at homecoming, that's Script Viking.
Okay.
Very similar to Ohio State, but we dot two I's.
I gotcha, sure.
So, and then we'll always start with our first show, and then we do a second show, and then the senior show, which we just did last week.
Okay.
So it's not uncommon for us to have 4 or 5, especially 5 shows.
Yeah.
Which means that's a lot of work on the kids.
Indeed, absolutely. So in the senior show, what's some of the music that was in there?
We played Santana and Journey, and the seniors voted on it. So we had a list of all the songs that we played, and then we chose which ones we wanted. So
the seniors, Mr. Eckler puts them in charge, basically, of putting that show together.
100%.
So what all does that mean?
He sits on the sidelines, and if we need help, he'll totally come in and help us. But
so you guys are picking the music?
Yes.
You guys are
we
organizing
do
the drill?
Yes,
wow.
everything.
And so I assume that was a good time. You enjoyed that?
It was a lot more stressful than we expected. There weren't as many school days because we had Friday off, and then one day it rained, and
I gotcha.
It was stressful, but it turned out
and
well.
A lot of community activities that the band does as well. I know you've done a few, and you've got a couple more coming up.
Yeah, we go to Circle in a Prayer. That's kind of one of our first things right after school gets started. There used to be a marching band festival in the city many, many years ago, and we're reinstating it this year. That's going to be on November 2nd at Whetstone.
Okay.
So that's going to extend our season a little bit, and then we always do the Veterans Day Parade on that Friday around Veterans Day downtown.
Okay.
And the best part is we're the band that everybody wakes up to in the neighborhood.
Right. Rehearsals at 7:30 in the morning.
Yeah, 7 o'clock in the morning. You know, I always get nervous when I meet somebody out in the community somewhere and they go, I live near Northland. And I'm sorry. We have to practice at that time of day.
So you just hope your kids are playing well at that point.
Well, and I tell them, hey, the neighborhood's waking up.
You got to play
I met a guy years ago. It was so funny. I went through the whole song and dance about, sorry we wake you up and all that. He goes, no, I open the window. I shave to you all every morning. And so maybe it's a good thing we play a lot of different music. We do a lot of, I call it 60s, 70s, 80s music.
Sure.
You know.
Something for these kids' parents.
Well, yeah, and I will tell them that. And what I find is really interesting, the kids love it.
Very cool. Well, hey, thanks for the time today. We really
Hey,
appreciate it.
thanks for coming out.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll take a look out on the field here in a little bit.